I have a very important announcement regarding the future of this channel. Well, it's kind of important. I don't know if I'd scale it up there as like this will be a totally change of the channel and the vibes will be totally different. I don't know if I'd put it up that high. But it is an important change nonetheless, and it's one that's probably going to be somewhat noticeable on your end. But what is the announcement, you may ask? Well, sit your pretty ass down and I'll tell you. Y'all are so rowdy nowadays, it's ridiculous. As of today, September 22nd, I have completely changed my editing software. I have migrated from one software to another. Right now, your head is probably spiraling full of questions like, what software were you using? What software did you change to? Why are you changing your software? Well, don't you worry. I'm here to answer all your deep, burning questions about the very interesting subject of my life. Ever since I was in high school, the first major big editing software I was introduced to was Final Cut Pro. Oh my God, I love that software. But there was one tiny issue with it. One very small, tiny issue with it. It's an Apple exclusive. I'm not a big Apple guy, I'll admit I'm not a big Apple guy. I think iPhones are kind of cringe. I think MacBooks and Macs are cool, but I think iPhones and a lot of their other tech is kind of you could kind of get the same thing anywhere else. But MacBooks, with the glory of Final Cut Pro, was my very first major editing software that I learned, and it's all I've been using ever since high school. I had an excellent teacher who taught me all the ins and outs of how to use it, even giving me one-on-one lessons during the video club since I was the only member for an entire year. It was just really great. I love the software. I even bought my own MacBook in junior year because I wanted to be able to use the software at home. And I used that Mac for maybe first month, maybe even less than the first month of my time doing YouTube, because that MacBook was quite old and the model got quite dated at the time I started YouTube, and between the time I bought it and between the time I started YouTube. Man, I really fumbled this. This is why I don't improv things. I should take some improv classes. That's probably a good idea. So when I decided this Mac is not working, I need a better one, that's exactly what I did. I bought a much better and bigger one. I don't actually know the exact model of this Mac, so don't ask me for that. But it's pretty big, it's pretty heavy, and it's pretty powerful. And for 99% of the time I've been doing YouTube, this is what I was using. But there came yet another problem with using Final Cut. One problem I've been having to deal with, ever since I've been doing YouTube. Macs don't have a whole lot of internal storage. And if you want more storage, you'll either have to buy a drive and install it yourself. I'm too stupid to do that. Or you buy iCloud storage, which is just stupid. So what did I do? I did the cheapest, and at the time, and still currently, most effective version / solution is I bought an external hard drive and put all of my editing files and assets and stuff on this. Actually, that one isn't the original. Let me get the original real quick, hold on. Okay, so I actually don't have the original drive I used for YouTube, but I do have my original drive, like my first ever external drive right here, the original. So shout out to this thing. And then I had another drive, the original YouTube one, we'll call it. I had another, it was also a WD, it was gray instead of white, but it was 5 terabytes just like this one. So what I would do is I'd take the drive and hook it up to the MacBook externally and edit like that. And it worked. But as of late, as of recent, and with many updates to Final Cut and Mac OS systems and the drive's age and whatnot, it has become near impossible to use Final Cut effectively. The minute this drive hits over a terabyte of storage, even though it has 5 terabytes, Final Cut slows down in terms of its performance and how quickly it can do tasks significantly. For the last few months, I've spent almost more time waiting for things to load and waiting for the beach ball of death to go away than I have actually editing. And it's been a huge source of demotivation on my part. So I finally decided just earlier, last week, you know what? I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid this week. I'm getting paid on Monday, and I need to find a solution to this, or else my motivation is going to eventually hit 0 and I'm going to quit. Okay, not actually, but kind of. So that's exactly what I did. I spent the majority of my paycheck on a new editing software so I could edit more efficiently and hopefully continue increasing the quality of my videos. So what software did I buy, you may ask? DaVinci Resolve, of course. I bought the full version of DaVinci Resolve, very reasonably priced as well, considering you get all full updates and you own it forever. Fuck you, Adobe. Hey, editor, censor that. And I've basically been spending most of today sort of getting familiar with the software and getting preferences the way I want them, getting acquainted with keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that. So yes, I am officially migrating from Final Cut Pro to DaVinci Resolve Studio version 20.2. So why am I making a big video about this, you may ask? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Well, a couple of reasons. Reason number one, I like to keep you all in the loop of what's going on behind the scenes when it's something like this significant. Reason number two, this video sort of serves as a way for me to edit my first video in DaVinci Resolve and sort of get familiar with it and see how I vibe with it, see how well it feels. And, you know, try a couple of different things, like get the green screen keying just right and get the audio levels the way I want them and stuff like that. And I'm also making this video to inform you of this development because that way you're aware that if videos seem a little different or the vibes of them are a little different or certain editing things seem a little bit different, that's why. Now, the good news about editing software is that the language tends to translate. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, if you've used one software for as long as I have, Final Cut Pro, you can, with relative ease, migrate to another software with little issue. Honestly, when it comes down to the actual migration of the software, I think the biggest hurdle for anybody migrating from one software to another is learning the new layout, getting your preferences the way you want them, learning the key bindings, maybe changing some of the key bindings, and generally just establishing or re-establishing your flow of how you work with this program. So this video sort of serves as a way for me to sort of get started with that flow, get started in re-establishing my workflow and re-establishing the editing software, and hopefully it works out. Fucking better work out, because I spent like $310 on this software. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna be pissed. Also, editor, make sure to censor every swear word in this video. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But yes, that is the announcement. If you're part of the Discord server, you'll see that I said something in general, like, I don't know, a couple days ago, because this is releasing on Wednesday. Yes, I put in the Discord server back on Sunday, even though it's Sunday right now. God, this time dilation thing fucks with me still. Even now, it fucks with me. On Sunday, the 22nd, today, in my time, Wednesday, your time, I put a thing in my Discord server saying, hey, I have an announcement coming out. Vsauce, Michael here, and this is said announcement, and also a horrible segue for me to plug my Discord server. So if you want to check out the Discord server and you want to stay in the loop about this sort of stuff, because I'm probably going to be talking about my experience with the software now that this video is out in the Discord server, be like, oh, you know, it's working out great, it's not working out, I'm frustrated at this, I really like this part. You know, if you're interested in any of that, and maybe if you have any tips for me, feel free to join the Discord server, or just leave a comment, either or. Man, I can't tell you what to do, I'm not your mom. I think that's about all I have to say. I mean, this is probably gonna be a shorter video. It's not meant to be anything too complex, just something quick and easy for me to make so I can sort of get familiar with the software and let you all know what's going on. Massive shout out to the channel members and generally everybody who supports this channel. If it weren't for all of you, I wouldn't be able to do things like this and make investments like this, like for this career to make things even better. Like, it is thanks to all of you that this change is even possible. If at any point before I started my YouTube career, if you went back and told me, hey, you're God damn it, every time I say hey, I just think, hey, Vsauce, Michael here. If you told me at any point before my career started that I would actually be making money and having such incredible fans like this and actually finding moderate success on pretty much all fronts, I wouldn't have believed you. But here we are. So give yourselves a pat on the back for making my life better. Also, shout out to the members for giving extra support to this channel and getting access to a whole bunch of rewards like some member-only content and early access to videos and stuff like that. So shout out to the members. If you want to show me some extra support, that's the way to do it. All right, end this fucking video, man. I'm done.